Hey everybody, welcome back to Lounging with Lola. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm filming this on a Sunday. Well, recording this on a Sunday. It's currently 11:45 a.m. And for the very first time in a long time, I wouldn't say in a long time, but it's been a while that I can recall that I didn't wake up early on a Sunday. I'm very much like the always hustling, always on the go, as you guys probably know. I said in my first episode that my word for the year is calm. I think that for the most part, I have been doing a pretty good job at kind of going with the flow instead of resisting and trying to control everything and just, you know, making sure I'm piecing everything together, dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's. Like, I have really been going with the flow. I see myself in a resting state more and just letting things be. When you are in a state of acceptance and just being grateful and just letting things be, you're just in a state of like you're just a magnet for more great things when you're allowing yourself to be. Like, being should be your ultimate goal and just being in a state of being. So just being where you are, being who you are with what you have, and just accepting that and using that as fuel to just create more. So I was doing some thinking per usual, like when am I not doing thinking? And there were just some things that I thought about that I felt like, you know what, let me just record something and, share this with you all. And first things first, last night I went out and had a really good time. And I really don't go out like that. It's just not something that I don't know how to explain it. I just never really, I mean, if I go out, I go out. I enjoy the time. I'm grateful. I'm happy. But it's just not something that I'm drawn to. I'd rather be in a coffee shop, laptop open, finishing something, if that makes sense. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's healthy. Going out for a drink or going out to have fun, to relax is something that we should all normalize. Like, we shouldn't always normalize hustle and grit and grind. Now, what I want to talk about today is kind of the balance between the two and how I think that we need a good amount of both. So, a nice little 50-50 relationship with work hard, play hard. So, I wrote some things and I'm just going to start with saying that finish your race. I don't care how hard it is or how long it's taking you. It took me so long to graduate college, but I finished. Now, everyone's story, everyone's journey is different. And just because you didn't finish, that doesn't make you unqualified. It doesn't mean anything. The past is in the past, and the things that you have done are in the past. You should not let that define this very moment. My journey was different. My race was different. It is what it is, right? I was able to finish due to my circumstances. Your circumstances might have been different. But finish your race can be applicable to anything. I'm thinking about school because that for me was the hardest race of my life. I remember going through the hardest things that have made me who I am today. So when you in this very moment are thinking about starting something, let's say you started a podcast or you want to start a YouTube channel, you just want to start a business, you want to just start being a creative and just doing something for yourself. Start it and finish it. Follow through. Keep the promises you make to yourself. I don't care what odds are against you. I don't care what your environment looks like. I don't care what your bank account looks like. If you believe in God and if you believe there is a God or whatever you believe in, I'm God's child. So when you listen to me, please know when I talk about my creator and provider, I'm talking about God. I don't really say universe like that because I believe God created the universe. So I'm not going to say universe because I feel like that implies the universe is above God, if that makes sense. But that's just my own interpretation. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but that is my perspective. And that is how I feel. So yes, finish your race. I don't know what it is that you're starting. I don't know what it is that you've been working on. I don't know the people that you have around you, if they're pushing you or if their goals are aligning with you, if they hit you up like, hey, girl, or hey, friend, or like, if I don't know what guys say, like, hey, bro, let's go do this. Let's go work on this. Let me help you record this. I know that you've been wanting to do this. Like, let me help you. Like, do you have a community? Do you have someone or a place that you can go that inspires you? Like, surround yourself with people who are doing the things you want to do. You can have other qualities other than monetary qualities, other than what materialistic things, right? Things to show for. Like, if you have character, if you have a heart, if you have integrity, those are things that people who are successful know will take you further than anything else. So don't let your circumstances and don't let the fact that you don't have certain things stop you from continuing. I promise you that's nothing but the enemy that's getting into your mind that wants you to feel like you're not enough. And God says you are enough exactly by being who you are and exactly with what you have. Whatever you have now is all you need. I promise you. All I have is my phone. I want you guys to understand this. I'm recording this podcast with my phone. I don't have a setup. I did have speakers on for another phone, but I got a new phone, so I need to get new speakers that fit the type C charger. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not letting anything stop me. When you have tunnel vision and you have a purpose on your heart, you use what you have and you go forward. And that's my point. Use what you have, be resourceful, and finish whatever it is that you want to do. Surround yourself with people who are doing better than you and who have the same goals. It's going to be so much easier. I totally understand if you don't have friends or people around you to push you. It's going to be really hard. That's why people really do say, like, birds of a feather flock together. It's not just a saying, it's the truth. You are who you hang around. People say, tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to mention your friend in a name of rooms with possibilities. You know what I'm saying? With opportunities. So get you some friends that are going to push you, period. Okay. And I don't care. Go to a coffee shop. I remember one of my friends, I'm going to talk about Lauren real quick. I met Lauren at a coffee shop. I remember this was so long ago and Lauren was grinding. Okay. Lauren, if you're listening to this, I love you so much. I remember, let me tell y'all what happened. Let me tell you this story. I was on my laptop and Lauren was like on her laptop. I remember Lauren was so cute, like just boss girl. And she had her nails done. She just looked so cute. And I remember, like, I've always been the friendly type. I always say things to people. I've never been scared. I'll be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, like, wow, like, this is so cute. Like, and that's how Lauren is too. Like, we're very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just verbal, I guess. Vocal, that's the word. So I remember looking over, like, just glancing, not trying to be nosy, and her laptop was open. It was like how to be your own boss. I said, who was this girl? And then so I'm looking at Lauren. I was like, who was this girl? So we started talking. She told me she did lashes. And then that's how our friendship started. We've been friends ever since. I think it's been now maybe like 6 or 7 years. But it's so funny because, like, look at where we were at. Look at the type of environment we were in. We were both at a coffee shop. We had our coffee, we had our laptops open. We were focused. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go to places where successful people are. Go to nice restaurants. Go to hotel lobbies. Open up your laptop. If you live by the city, like I obviously live by DC, like really close to DC. So it's like there's so many successful places you can go there. Go to communal events. Did I say communal events? Girl, bye. Go to like community events. I want to say this. If there's a luxury apartment that you want to live in and maybe but for whatever reason right now you can't, right? Go tour the luxury apartment. I do not care what is in your bank account. I think that to be successful, you have to be extremely delusional, okay? If they ask you what your budget is, tell them you don't have a budget, okay? Just tell them you don't have a budget. They're not checking your income. You're touring the apartment. You could be coming in from Dubai. You could be coming in from anywhere. You're just here in the city. You're touring the apartment. You like the area. You like the pictures you saw online. Whatever it is, tour the apartment. Once you tour this apartment, right? Take pictures, videos, just get a feel of what this like luxurious life feels like. Because obviously I feel like if you're listening to this, like that is what you want, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure we all want that. And you deserve that, period. Once you get on this email list for this apartment, they will be sending you emails. And what I mean by emails is inviting you to open houses, events at the apartment. I am currently on an apartment. there's this apartment that I want to live at the moment. Obviously I cannot. Actually, I don't like speaking that over my life, y'all, but let me be a little delusional. So the apartment that I'm looking at, right, is on its way to me, and I'm on their email list, and they invited me to an open house that's sponsored by this one of my favorite restaurants. It's really crazy. So it's free food, and they're gonna have all these events and these giveaways, and it's a free event for the people who want the apartment. So this is what I'm trying to say. At that event, I'm probably going to meet extremely successful people. I'm probably going to network. You just never know who you're going to come across. Even when you go to the bank, I remember I went to the bank. I met this like billionaire dude, and I'm still in contact with him. And it's literally a business relationship. He gives me advice. It's nothing weird. It's nothing disrespectful. It's just like a serious business relationship. And I'm actually working on doing other things. So what I'm saying is, when you go to these places, go with intention. Do everything with intention. Obviously, be in the moment and just be yourself, but you never know who you're going to come across. That's why I always think about my mom, because my mom always tells me, like, you really have to, you cannot step at the house looking like who did it and why. Okay, Share Sevens tells us, right? And I be telling myself, girl, one time I remember I woke up, I was so late, I wanted to get to the bank by 9, but I was like, girl, just freaking brush your hair, mommy. Go, recoge ese peine y peínate el pelo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I was just like, don't do it. I did it. I combed my hair, and I just did like a little extra. That's the day I met someone. It was really crazy. So what I'm saying is, take the extra time to look presentable. You never know who you're going to come across. Share Sevens even says, she was like, imagine you go to the gas station and you look crazy and you see your ex with his girl and you look like who did it and why. And the girl's over here like, you might be a little sick. I mean, honestly, I don't really think I cared too much about stuff like that, just because I feel like I'm in my own head and I'm like, yeah. But if you are someone who would care about that, like heavily, it's like, okay, damn, you probably would have wished that you did a little extra before you left the house. Just look presentable. You never know. We never know where you're going to meet your husband or your wife or someone who wants to change your life, but they want to take you serious by how you look. Sometimes I feel like no one wants to hear that. I mean, I didn't want to hear that. I would rather leave the house with sweatpants every freaking day. Like some days, of course, like let's normalize being normal, right? Being normal, wearing hoodies and sweatpants. Honestly, it's my favorite look, okay? But if you do that, maybe dress it up a little bit, or make sure your hair is combed, make sure your shoes are clean. You know, just little things like that, you know? Also, I was just being raised by my mother. That's exactly how she raised us to be. So, wow, I can't believe I was going off that long about my very first point, and I have other points. I might turn this into a part 2. But that was the first point. Finish your race. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how long it's taking you. If you want to do it, start it, follow through with it. Every single step. And if you need help, you can get help. There are so many people out here. Look, if you're listening to me, my email is in the show notes. If you really, really need community, email me and I will show you what's up. I'm not even playing. I meet with people all the time. I host these like 15-minute, like just free mindset calls where I talk to you about like your goals and stuff and the things you want to achieve and just how to envision success for yourself. And obviously putting God first and having faith and belief and all that. So I'm going to put my email in the chat. In the show notes, you can email me if you're listening to this and you feel like you don't have community or you feel like you don't have someone to push you. It's okay. Like, you can still do the things you want to do. I promise. So email me, let me know what's up, and I will email you back. And I look forward to hearing from you if you fall into that category. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is loving on yourself. Stop self-sabotaging. Okay, I am still working on this. It takes consistency to rebuild an identity you've created for yourself. Somebody was talking about this, working on yourself and just rebuilding this identity, how it's going to take consistency. And we grew up with these patterns. Some of us, if not most of us, have suffered from trauma of many types, abuse of many type. And we are now, as adults, having to work ourselves through this and navigate our life with this baggage. However, the bright side of this situation is that you have the opportunity to drop the bag. Like, just let that sink in. This baggage, you have the opportunity to drop drop the baggage. You have the opportunity to not let it hold you hostage anymore, to not let it hold you back, to not let it affect your habits and affect your thoughts and affect your lifestyle. You have the opportunity to rewrite your life and create the life you want. It's a matter of choosing it and going for it. Now, it's when you start this journey that everything begins to get harder. Now, that's probably not what you were expecting me to say, but I mean, it's the truth. Once you decide to make the change and you decide to realize that you've been in your own way this entire time, it's not, excuse me, it's not going to be the easiest, it's not going to be, I'm trying to figure out words to, how to put it in words, but like, it's not going to be, it's just going to take you a while mentally, if that makes sense. This is why consistency it takes consistency. And mentally, you're going to have to continue to rewire your brain and your thoughts. This is brain elasticity. Or is it brain plasticity? That's embarrassing. Well, you know what? I make mistakes too, y'all. Let me Google it real quick. I know what it is because I wrote an entire article on this, and I should know that it's neuroplasticity, brain plasticity. It's basically the idea of your brain expanding, your brain literally changing by reorganizing the structure, functions, and connections based on the thoughts that you're feeding it. So when you are consistently nurturing yourself and pouring love into yourself and thinking these positive thoughts, affirmations play a big role. You are changing your brain and rewiring your brain, therefore changing your life, because what's in your mind becomes your reality. As we all know, the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what's not. So that's the power of creating your life, and that's the power of being creatives and creators. We are God's children and we are like him. Remember, God spoke the world into existence, and so can we. We can speak our world into existence. We can speak life into our life. We can speak the things we want. Whatever your heart desires is for a reason. And you are able to bring whatever it is that you want to life if you believe it. And if you consistently pour these things into yourself, whatever you fixate on, this girl on TikTok I found was talking about this. Whatever you fixate on is you're going to be a reality. Sometimes we feel very SHITTY, and sometimes we feel very like, just not good. But you can fixate on something better. And the more you focus on something, the more it expands, right? Then we also have this kind of dual energy where it's like you want to be able to let go of the things you want and trust that God will bring it to you when it needs to come to you. So this is what I mean when I say that when you decide to make the decision to love on yourself, it's hard in the sense that you have to focus but also let go. But I will actually I'm going to write this down so that I can talk about it in another podcast episode. But like focusing and letting go it's a dual world, right? It's like hot and cold, but you need both of them. You have to be able to focus on what you want, but also releasing the attachment to it so that you can bring in what it is that you want to bring in. So, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just a matter of balancing the two and putting God first and, just trusting your power as an individual and as a creative and as a creator and as the designer of your life. Like God has given us all the tools we need. We gotta use it and trust him. So yeah, like I was saying for myself, like self-sabotaging is something that I've gotten so much better. I know that therapy's helped me immensely with this, and obviously God, but I have really like, I don't know, I really feel like I've come, sorry y'all, there was something in my eye. I've come such a long way from self-sabotaging. I mean, I used to do it so bad, you guys. And like I said, this was from, I had to like rewire my brain because of the way I used to think about myself was, oh, I was very hard on myself. I used to always I mean, I still am like really hard on myself, but I used to always like just beat myself up over everything. But I'm starting to be, and God has helped me with this more than anything. Therapy, obviously, but God is number one. Because only God can go into your heart and change it, and go into your mind and change it. Therapy gives you the tools, but I think God is like the primer. He lays the foundation for the things to be built on. And so, yeah, like God really helped me with, I'm now in a place where like I feel like I mess up or I fall short or damn, I didn't get to do this. Like, oh, but I don't say, oh, Laundry, you're so stupid. Or, okay, you know how sometimes we'll say things like that, like sarcastically. I'm really working on not saying that. It's super, super hard, but it's like, it's not cute. We got to stop saying, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Like, baby girl, you are not speaking life over your life. Cut it out. I got to tell myself that all the time. Like, and I'm like the number one joker. I'm such a sarcastic girl. If you know me in person, like I'm always laughing and giggly. That's why when I'm serious, it's like, is that me? Like when I look at myself like talking, oh my God, Alondra, is that you? You're so like, and there I am saying I'm unserious. It's not something I should be vocalizing. Or even though like I think that I'm unserious, because I just am very playful and like, I don't know, I just like having fun and just like being lighthearted and, you know, just stuff like that. But words have power, y'all. So anyways, I like fall short, like I'm saying, like I said, if I fall short or I'm like not consistent or I'm like, I have a period of like doubt and like, I'm just in my head, it's really hard, I'm just really sad or whatever. I'm learning how to just kind of channel these emotions into something better. I'm learning how to create kind of like it's like there's like a river in me. Like just imagine like a river in you, like a little small river. And it's like you're just channeling these emotions. The emotions are flowing through you. And then at the end of the river, I guess you can use your feet as like the end of the river. The emotions are just coming out. Like you're just letting them flow through you. You're not letting them harbor in your body and just like let it become a host for like this nasty thing, because you know emotions are stored in the body. I do believe that. And I mean, God has designed us as these energetic beings, and just if you think about it, it makes sense. So channel your emotions and, you know, allow yourself to feel, but don't let yourself stay there. And I think that's what matters, is like when I talk about self-sabotaging, it's like I have allowed myself to just like not stay in these sad places or stay in this place of doubt or this place of like not feeling like I'm enough. It's just not cute. Like a person who has goals and wants to get somewhere, baby, you can't self-sabotage. Like it's just not you, it's not going to work out. You can't self-sabotage. You have to know and stand 10 toes down in the fact that you know who you are and you know where you're going. Self-sabotaging is not going to help you get there, because it's going to block whatever it is that you want to do. Because every time you mess up, you're going to go back to, oh, I'm a type of person. No, you got to start rewriting your story. You got to tell yourself, you know what? I didn't get to do this, but it's okay. You know, I'm going to bounce back and do double, or I'm going to journal instead, or I'm going to say my affirmations. I'm going to empower myself in this moment instead of allowing myself to feel down bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to end this here. There are other things that I wrote down, but I'm glad that God gave me the flow for this, because I don't know, y'all. I was like, how am I going to like talk over 20 minutes about 7 things, but I ended up talking about only 2 things. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it really hit home for somebody. And I hope that it touches you in a way and encourages you on your path, because that's all I care about is like, if my content and if the stuff that I'm putting out is helping you, is encouraging you, that's all that matters, you know? So like I said, my email is in the show notes. It's holisticlola@gmail.com. I'm working on a more business email for specifically for like inquiries and podcasts and stuff like that. Well, I have a podcast one, but I'm working on one for like inquiries. But you guys can email me there if you need support of any kind. And this is free of charge, obviously. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram, Lounging with Lola. That's our podcast Instagram. Thank you guys again, and God bless. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.